So you were involved in a personal injury accident and you said, "I'm sorry," to the other party. Can that be used against you later? Check out this video to find out. Hey everyone, Barry here with the Lawful Channel. In case you haven't figured it out yet, this is a great place to get legal information on the topics that affect our lives. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can. If you were involved in a personal injury accident, like a car crash, you might be inclined to say "I'm sorry" to the other driver. It's natural. You know, we feel bad that we were involved in an accident, especially if somebody else got hurt. The problem is that if you do say "I'm sorry," the other side might try to use that against you as an admission of fault. Now this is unfortunate because chances are you didn't mean "I'm sorry" like I was at fault for the accident. That's not what you're saying. You're just saying "I'm sorry," and that's a natural human response. But you gotta be careful what you say after something like this occurs. Now the natural place that this would take place is after a car accident, but it could happen after a trip and fall. What if you accidentally trip somebody or a waiter at a restaurant? I had a case where a hairdresser dropped a curling iron on top of a client's shoulder and burned her. Said "I'm sorry." So these things do occur all the time. Again, it's a natural instinct to apologize for something. Now, just because you said "I'm sorry" doesn't mean that the case is over, right? You can argue that what you were doing was just a human response and it was natural and so forth, and you were sorry that the accident took place. You just didn't think that you're at fault for it. However, that's pretty good evidence for the other side to use against you. And it's certainly not something that your insurance company wants you to say, because the insurance company is going to take that admission on your part and use it in deciding whether to accept or deny liability for the accident. So not only do you have to be careful in saying it to the other side, but be careful what you say to the police officer investigating the accident, because he or she is going to document that information in their police report. And then when you go to your doctor, you might say something about fault for the accident, right? They ask you what happened and you tell them. Well, that's going to go right into the medical records, and those medical records are going to be used as evidence. So you got to be careful what you say there as well. And by the way, saying "I'm sorry" is not the only admission you have to be careful of. So what if after an accident you said, "Sorry, I didn't see you," or "the sun was in my eyes," or "I was looking down at my heater," or "at my cell phone"? Those are all statements that can be used against you, and believe me, they will be. So I had a case a couple of years ago, and a client of mine, a veteran, was driving his car down in DuPage County, Illinois, and a young woman rear-ended him. Well, they started exchanging texts after the accident, and she clearly admitted that she was at fault for the accident. She told him that she was actually looking at her phone, and then she also told him, unbelievably, that she had told her insurance company that the sun blinded her. That case was over. I mean, that was a slam dunk. And we were able to settle that case for the policy limits. Now, this cuts both ways, by the way. So if you're talking to the other party after an accident and they make an admission of fault, or they say something that kind of implies that they were responsible for the accident, what should you do? You should document it as soon as possible. I'm not saying you should secretly record them on your cell phone, because in many states, like in my home state of Illinois, that's against the law. But what I am saying is, after you're through talking to them, document on a piece of paper in your phone somewhere where you can note exactly what that person said. It's possible you could use that later to prove your point that the other party was at fault for the accident. So the bottom line, the main point of this entire video is be careful what you say after a personal injury accident. Your adrenaline's rushing. You feel bad, you're concerned about the other party, but the statements that you make may come back to haunt you. Okay, it's time for your take on the law. Were you involved in a personal injury accident and afterwards you said "I'm sorry"? Tell me what happened. Did the other party try to use that against you? What was your insurance company's response? Tell us about it in the comments section below. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video on admissions of fault. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, what are you waiting for? I post bi-weekly videos on the legal topics that affect our lives. And if you have any questions or comments, reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can.